Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday. It's our tea and toast session, and I am back this morning with Luke. Morning, Luke.
Good morning. Been a long time.
I know. Blimey, this feels like we're going back months and months and months, isn't it?
Yeah, how are you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. Yeah, really good. Sun's out here, so it's
How nice is it to wake up with the sunshine today?
lovely.
We were saying yesterday on yesterday's tea and toast, I got a bit of a day ahead of myself, I think, because it was sunny in the morning. So I was saying to everyone, yeah, the sun, the weather, it's lush. And then by the time I went to pick the kids up from school, it was raining.
Oh,
So yeah,
it's
I think
craziness. It's raining. We had sleet and hail here the other day.
I know.
And then it was sunny and it was raining.
It's mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely mental, the weather at the minute. It is. But apparently, I mean, it's going to be nice today. I went on a dog walk really early this morning, about 8:15, and it was really hot already. And we've got this now for 3 weeks, apparently. So that makes me happy because we deserve some good weather. Because we were saying yesterday on Tea and Toes, it's been so blooming miserable, May, hasn't it?
It's been crap. But yeah, apparently weekend, I've not looked at the weather yet, but someone said it's going to be like 23, 20, 21, 23.
Yeah, it is. It is going to be scorchio, which I'm really happy about because we are having a barbecue with our next door neighbours. And I think this is going to be the first proper barbecue of the year because it's actually not been warm enough yet to have one, has it?
It's not, no. It's just, it's not been consistently warm enough, has it? Get little spells, get a barbecue out.
We've had like the odd. Exactly. And also it's looking good for half term next week. Is your daughter on half term next week?
Yeah, she's on half term.
Always makes it easier when the weather's nice, doesn't it? Because trying to find things for them to do when the weather's crap it's a nightmare and it's blooming expensive, isn't it?
We've stayed in the house long enough, haven't we, over these last year.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, isn't it? I was going to say months, but it's not. It's over a year.
Absolutely bonkers. But it will be nice just to be able to take them to the parks and the country parks and walks and stuff like that, and just enjoy a bit of the nice weather for sure. Okie doke then. So let's talk about some of the things that are going on in the news. Now, I would say the thing that has been dominating the news probably all of yesterday afternoon, especially this morning. Have you heard about this whole Dominic Cummings thing?
I've seen his name everywhere, but I don't know what is going on at the minute.
Right, so obviously, you remember Dominic Cummings in lockdown when he drove to the castle to check his eyesight and all of that malarkey. Anyway, he ended up, I can't remember if he got sacked or he left.
Anyway. From what I remember, there was nothing happened because.
No, not from that. He carried on after that bit and he didn't resign and he didn't get sacked. But maybe a few months later, he left, didn't he? But again, I don't.
Yeah, I remember.
Again, I can't remember if he resigned or he got sacked, but anyway, he left. And anyway, so yesterday he had to go and speak to MPs and give his version of what's sort of gone on during this pandemic. So I've just got my phone up here. So sort of in a brief sort of outline of what he said yesterday. I mean, he has gone in on Boris and Matt Hancock. So it says here, Cummings' account on Matt Hancock. The PM came close to removing him in April, but just fundamentally wouldn't do it. He said on his own role, so Dominic Cummings' role, it is crazy. I should have been in such a senior. I think that should be I shouldn't. Oh, look, Ronnie's here. Hold on. Hey,
Hello.
Ronnie. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Good morning, Luke. Good morning, Jasmine.
How are you doing, Ronnie?
Yeah. Have you met Luke before, Ronnie?
Yes.
Have you met Luke
I was
before?
here actually.
I've not been on Tea and Toast with you before.
Oh no, you're not done a tea and toast together. So yes, it's just me, Luke, and you this morning, Ronnie.
Yes.
I'm
good actually. My day has been good so far. And after yesterday, I did some more meditation and all that stuff, and now I'm feeling much more good, much more bright and beautiful.
Oh, I love that. See, so that meditation does do some good, doesn't it?
Yes.
I've got to give all this meditation a go. Everyone swears by it, and I've never tried it.
Oh, we did like a little mini one at the end of tea and toast yesterday, and It's funny because just for some people it really does work. Some people just can't sort of switch off. But I think it is very beneficial if you're feeling like a little bit, which a lot of people are. It just gives you that little bit of sort of mindfulness, that little bit of time out, doesn't it?
Yes, most definitely. It helps. Like if you go in a sweet trance state, then it definitely helps all of us. I mean, not in an agitated state. When we are in an agitated state, I mean, we are full of adrenaline, full excited. Then we can't. We have a hard time placing ourselves down. But in the morning, what happens is that everything is calm and quiet. I mean, most mornings are most mornings because the parents, and I have a tenant and they have a little kid. So in the
Okay.
morning they are parents, so they just start doing stuff like
Getting them
she's a little
ready.
infant. Yeah, she's a little infant. So anytime she eats food and the baby cries, and we're like, so look, she's she's now ready for a whole new day of adventure. I
Yeah, well,
just
this
go
is
there
it.
sometimes. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
well, this
have
is
to.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to take precautions for that because she's a little infant, like what, 2 months,
Oh,
something.
two
Yeah, two
months, very
months.
young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very
Oh, okay.
young. So
Yeah.
so I cradle her, sorry,
Yeah.
and she is like that, and with those tiny hands, she just tries to figure what is happening. Because I
Yeah.
think like for 14 days or something, there is a time limit for babies where they see all things inverted. Like
Mm-hmm.
we are seeing them like this, they will
Mm.
see us like this, inverted. So they are just trying to grasp what's happening around.
Yeah.
Sometimes she
Yeah.
laughs and all that, she smiles, gives a cute smile like this.
I see.
Oh. And we're like, yeah, see this cute
Oh,
cutie
lovely.
pie.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. Right, Bonnie, just before you come on, I was
Yeah.
just you probably wouldn't have heard of this, but there was some quite big news in the UK yesterday, with some of our sort of politicians, and I was just explaining to Luke, a guy called Dominic Cummings, who used to work for the government and he doesn't anymore. And yesterday he had to go and speak to MPs and explain about everything that's sort of gone on with the politicians during this pandemic. So yeah, I just told Luke, that Matt Hancock, who is our health secretary, that the PM came close to removing him in April, but just fundamentally wouldn't do it. He said about on our initial response, so as the UK's initial response in February, the Prime Minister regarded the whole COVID thing as just a scare story. He described it as the new swine flu. So basically, Dominic Cummings is saying that Boris Johnson didn't take this seriously to begin with. He didn't bother to go to the Cobra meetings, and apparently, I heard this morning he got removed from the Cobra meetings because he wasn't taking any of it seriously. Obviously, we had a massive problem in this country, didn't we, Luke, with our care homes?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it says so. Dominic Cummings has said on the care homes, we did quite the opposite of putting a shield around them. We sent people back to the care homes with COVID knowingly, and hence we had a massive death toll in our care
Yes,
homes
of
of our
course it will
elderly.
happen.
Yeah. And then another big issue has been on the borders here, because we don't feel like, and most people feel like we didn't close our borders in time, and hence the spread. And Dominic Cummings has said fundamentally there was no proper border policy because the Prime Minister didn't want a border policy. So it's just all a big uproar in the news today. I think what a lot of people are calling for, they feel that Matt Hancock should resign. Morning, Bianca. Yeah, perhaps Matt Hancock should resign because there's been so many allegations that Dominic Cummings has made against the wrongdoings he's done during this pandemic. But I guess it's interesting because, I don't know, Luke, what do you think? Because Dominic Cummings is someone who, back in the midst of the first lockdown, told a pack of lies about why he was out driving and travelling during COVID. we didn't believe him now. So do we believe what he's saying now? I guess that's what people have to try and work out.
It's a tough one, isn't it? It's, I suppose. I mean, what's he got to gain from saying these things?
I don't know.
You know, other than.
I mean, I think
it's a tough one.
I think there has to be some element of truth to it. I'm not saying that everything he said will be true, but like you just said, I mean, he's going to have to back up what he says. Apparently, he's saying he's got WhatsApp messages, he's got emails, he's got things like that from the Prime Minister, from Matt Hancock, which he's happy to turn over to sort of back up a lot of what he's saying.
I'm sure they could be turned over, but I'm sure they can just easily disappear as well, though.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
if you take the media seriously, too seriously, of course you have to rely on the media for news and stuff every day. But media has a tendency to exaggerate some things. I think everyone can understand that. And allegations, as per allegations, are due. Yesterday you were talking about the George Floyd situation. I'll come to that later. See, I have taken today's newspaper in my hand.
Oh, love it. Well
there is a thing about Michael Holding saying something. So not to deviate from the topic here, allegations as per politicians go, it's worldwide it is the same condition. But if the allegations are true and some concrete evidences are being put out by comments, and then excuse me, if evidences are being put forward to the media saying that, see, I told you this, I promised you this, and these are my evidences, then I think the benefit of doubt should be given to him, because people are more conscious, and in the subconscious level also they think that if infected people are being transferred to the care homes, then it is a massive situation. It is
Absolutely.
a massive situation, absolutely, because no one wants to be in this situation. Everyone wants to get out of it, but in a secure position, to a secure
Absolutely.
position.
I mean, from what completely agree, Ronnie. From what I've been watching on the news this morning, I think massively what this is going to do for a lot of people, because so many families have lost loved ones over this pandemic.
Yes.
And for a lot of the stuff from what Dominic Cummings was saying, and is basically that the Prime Minister and some of those higher level politicians didn't care. They didn't care enough to put the right implementations in place in time. They didn't have a good enough pandemic strategy. They didn't do what they needed to do quick enough, which then allowed thousands and thousands of unnecessary deaths. There was a lady on Good Morning Britain this morning who'd lost, I think it was her mum during the pandemic. And I think, imagine if you'd lost a loved one during this pandemic and you're sat here listening now, that some of the potential comments that our politicians and our Prime Minister are making, must be heartbreaking to know that actually so many lives could have been saved if we'd have done the right thing, if this had been taken seriously from the beginning.
Most definitely, I can relate to that.
Sorry, go on, Luke.
Yeah. And people question whether or not the allegations are real or not, like if it's true, but how many times the government let everyone down? So, you can question or not whether they're true. I'm going to say they are. I'm not surprised by what he's saying. It's not that shocking, really, is it, compared to what they've done in the past? So,
no, and I agree. I mean, I'm sort of swinging to the side of, I think there's a real strong element of truth to much in what he's saying, and I just think it's really sad, because it there shows how much our government cared about the deaths in our country, which is really sad. Ronnie, sorry, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I'm saying that the same thing happens over here all the lot, and I can relate to it. I have seen many loved ones, dear and near ones near me, die. So I can completely relate to it and understand both the pragmatic side of it and also the emotional angle behind it. Because one thing, when a person gets infected, not only does he or she being socially not boycott, I will not say boycott, I mean they are put aside
Yeah.
from the other people, and even after they recover from it, they are not being accepted in the society like they were accepted before. Like, we can't see anything, no, in the air we can't see anything, we can't see whether something is on us or not. So fearing one thing, that brings everything to the next level. But if we are conscious about it, oh, like if I have fever right now
Mm-hmm.
and the conditions are normal, then people will say, oh, what, Ronnie has fever, okay,
Yeah.
give him a calpol or something like that, he will be all right. But
Yeah.
in this condition right now, if today I am down with fever, god forbid, then people will just, what, he's got fever,
Mm.
how much is the temperature?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. My sympathies are with you, but that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whole thing,
Well, yeah.
my dad and
Yeah.
me, we have to think of all those things, and people get like, ooh, like a virtual, untouchable kind of thing.
Yeah.
These
Well,
kinds of
this
things
is, I
happen.
think, I think the trouble with this pandemic is that now it's such a massive thing, and it's things like we all know the sort of signs to look out for, don't we? The fever, the cough, um, the loss of smell, the loss of taste, and whatnot. So, Luke, you probably had the same. Luke and I both have children at school, and as soon as your kid's got a
Mhm.
cough at the moment, it's like, oh, they've got a cough,
Yeah.
Yes,
and oh my
yes,
God, have they got COVID? Quick, test them for COVID. Because we're all naturally now just sort of making that assumption, like, oh my God, because it's the world we're sort of living in, isn't it? But pre-COVID, pre this pandemic, our kids have coughs and colds and fevers all the
yeah,
time.
it's normal. It's fine. It's normal.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
situations change, but on a brighter note, that those who are healthy, and we all are healthy right now. So
Yeah,
God bless will remain that way.
absolutely.
And I mean, we are taking all the precautions that we can take, and prevention is better than cure.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we are taking all sorts of precautions. So if people accept it and people do that, then there should be no kinds of problems in it.
yeah, definitely.
Apart from
And I
apart
think it's
from mass gatherings and all that stuff. Apart from that, mass
yeah,
gatherings.
yeah. And I think it's important just to, I know we say it a lot, but if you get called up for your vaccination, go and have your vaccination, because that's the way we're gonna get
Yes,
ourselves protected, and
and I might add one thing. My aunt just got her first vaccine today. Yeah,
oh,
on
brilliant.
the brighter side, and she has no symptoms of anything,
Oh,
and she's
brilliant.
looking
Good.
good. So
Mm,
that's a relief that all three of our parents, I mean our house and our next house, so we are cousins. Like
okay.
my father and my uncle, they are blood brothers. So we only two brothers actually, me and those two are twins.
Oh,
So we are only two brothers, me and my younger brother.
yeah.
Those two are left for vaccination, and
Okay.
other four are done. So
All
that's a
right.
huge
Brilliant.
load off my chest.
Well,
Huge load off my
yeah,
chest.
absolutely. It just makes you feel a little bit safer and a little bit
Yes,
more
Mm.
protected,
yes,
doesn't it?
yes.
So I'm really pleased to hear
Good.
that. So when is the rest of your family? Do you know when they'll be getting theirs yet, or not yet?
That duration of time when 18 plus vaccines are available in India, it's not still declared, but hopefully the government will declare next month, because
Okay.
this month it was open for only 45 plus years. So all the senior citizens, I mean, India is trying to get all the senior citizens, as many as possible, to get vaccinated, whether be it from Pfizer or AstraZeneca or whichever company is available in India. And special care is being taken in the metropolitan and cosmopolitan cities because of the mass gatherings that I told. Like if you are traveling on train or buses or any local communication transport methods, then there are massive chances that there will be crowds involved. So they have actually, like, for two people, where two people used to sit, now maybe there are only one person is sitting on a seat, and then three
Yeah.
seats are kept vacant. And price hikes, there has been some price hikes in the railways was stopped in India. The whole railway network was kept on hold, but slowly and steadily it's getting opened. And I think this month, after this month ends, the month of May, the lockdown will be over in our locality.
Yeah.
So that's the bright side. I can't say about Kolkata or Mumbai or those regions, because I don't have many contacts over there. I have a brother, a cousin actually, who lives in Kolkata, his whole family.
Yeah.
But I haven't been on telephone, I haven't been on touch with them. My father has been on touch with them, but
Yeah.
at least the senior citizens are now safe. I can
Yeah.
say
And
that they have happened.
definitely. And that sounds really good news, Ronnie, that hopefully where your locality, that you'll be coming out of lockdown soon, because it's hard going in lockdown, and
Yes,
it'll be nice for you all to start to get a bit of normality back in your lives. I
yes,
think we all
Yeah.
feel that. We all know what that feeling's like, don't we? Haven't all of
yes,
us gone through it? Okay, let's move on from COVID. Let's move on to,
yes.
well, it's not anything, well, let's a little bit of good news. So where I'm based at the moment, Ronnie, I'm in Northampton in England. And so all the children in Northampton break up tomorrow for their half-term holidays. They have a week off school. And sometimes for the children at school who receive free school dinners because they're in a low-income family and
Yeah,
their parents struggle, sometimes the holidays become a real struggle to be able to feed the children. Anyway, so some good news is that Northampton local authorities have confirmed that they are going to provide vouchers for free school meals for all the children who are eligible for the whole of the half term. So that's really good news, I think, because
definitely.
one of the worries for a lot of parents who are on a low income, when that child has
Yeah,
their hot dinner at school, when you get to the school holidays, it's a real extra pressure, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially as well with the price of food's gone up so much here. Like we
Same
spoke
here.
about, shopping bills gone up so much.
I said the price
Yeah,
of food,
shopping.
the people that are not in work at the minute,
Yeah.
or on really, really low paid work, it's a hard time, man. When the
Yes,
kids are at school
definitely,
and you're struggling for
definitely.
money and to feed them,
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
for some people, they
And
can really struggle with that.
also, my kids always eat more when they're at home. When they're at
Yeah.
school, when they're in their routine, they have,
Yeah.
they have their breakfast before they go to school. Then they have my daughter
Classes.
my daughter's allowed to have a snack on her first break, some fruit.
Yeah.
So she'll have some fruit. Then they have their lunch. Then they come home. But when they're at home all day, and this is the other thing about
Probably double that.
when we were doing the homeschooling, when all the schools were closed, it was just constantly, my kids were like, I'm hungry,
Yeah.
can I have a snack? Can I have a snack? And
Yes.
they just eat so much more at home. So
Yeah.
although it's
It's
only a week, but it's a real pressure for parents.
Yeah.
Yes, it is like a free load of munchie time. Free load munchie style. Oh, I'm having this class and now I'm free. So mom, please
Yeah.
give me a snack, please give me a candy, or please give me a
That's
chocolate.
bang on.
Oh
Yeah.
no, no, no. No, no, no.
Yeah.
But no, no, no. Too much
No.
chocolate is harmful for your teeth. But no, mom. This is I like it. I like the taste. Give me a pineapple
Yeah.
flavored one or give me a orange flavored one. Please, please, please let's have some. Oh,
Yeah.
uh, see, my brother John or Henry or Mark is here. Hey, come, Mark. Yeah, Mark comes trotting in, and yeah, give me that little chips packet. Yeah, just
Yeah.
opens
You're
it
feeding
and
the
then
whole
start
street
it.
before you know it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's a family pack. And
Yeah.
same thing is here about most of the time. The same thing is in here too. Like in the midday meals, in the government schools, they have midday meals. So what they do, most interesting thing, and I think some can correlate also. Like I'm not just talking about the low salaried people also. I am also taking in consideration the teachers also. Like, see, there is a certain amount of ration that has been given to each school, sanctioned for each school. So what happens, like if I am a, junior school teacher, yeah, take that scenario. I'm just a private tutor over here at my home, but say I'm teaching in this high school, Deshbandhu High School in my locality. So what I get is that when the students at the end of the month, the students get their regular ration and all that, but what is left, like eggs, then milk, then rice, all these things are left over. So what do? We share those things among us and we bring them home. So I mean, the regular rations are coming out from the shop, we can afford that, but that's free meal for us too.
Yeah,
So
perfect.
it's like double.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, that's fantastic. Otherwise, it would just go to.
it's like free meal.
Yeah. Would it just goes to waste otherwise then?
Yes, definitely. I mean, it's a great way. And also, three basic needs: house, then food, and clothing. And if a person struggles to do that, it is really hard.
Yeah. No,
Definitely.
definitely.
I agree with Luke too. If you, how many kids do you have? If you don't mind me asking, Luke.
I've got one.
Ah,
One, and it's enough.
ones are handful. I am a single child of my parents. That, so I can correlate to that. I'm a single and I was a handful. Like breaking things. When I was small, I used to break everything up. Like, oh, don't give that in Ronnie's hand, or don't keep any glasswares near Ronnie. He's going to just kick it. I have two memoirs of that in my house. Like my dad used to say, when any kids come in my house, my dad just says, "You see that? You see, Ronida broke the glass of that showcase," and I'm like,
You've left
"What
your
are you
mark
Oh
everywhere.
no.
doing? What are you doing, Dad? Please
Stop
don't
telling
embarrass me. What are
everyone.
you doing?" Like broken glasses
Yeah.
of
Oh
two
dear.
showcases I have. Yeah. So okay.
But the
Yeah.
meals, the free school meals you were
Yeah.
talking about, is that just
Yes.
Northampton or is that?
Oh.
Oh well, from the sort of, I saw it in the Chronicle and Echo. It's just an article, and it was just saying the Northampton local authorities. So I guess each local authority are making their own decision. So
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
sure. Well,
important.
hopefully,
Well, it's a step, even if it is Northampton, at least it's a step.
they all should follow suit because, like you say, kids need to eat.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really important. It should be. It shouldn't even be a discussion where it's had to have,
They
or
need if
free
they
school
need
meals.
that
Yeah,
meal at school on a school day, they'll still need that meal at home. So,
exactly.
like you
Yeah,
say, it shouldn't even
Of
be
course.
it should just be a
nah,
rolling thing that they do. There shouldn't have to
yeah,
be any sort of agreement or discussion around it.
that's it. So how do you
It's,
get how do you get them though? How do you actually get the?
I don't know. I think you have to get a voucher, but I don't actually. Hold on. Let me
So
just
would they
get
be
this.
sent to people?
I
Do you
don't
think?
know. Let me just have a quick look. Bear with me because I've got it here. I'm wondering whether. Oh, they'll get a £15 voucher from the school this week.
Okay.
No,
School, this
good.
is so the school will give out the voucher apparently for next week.
So you have to just
Okay.
go there and you give the voucher or redeem the voucher and then you take the ration to the home. No,
Yeah,
it's a good concept actually.
yeah,
It's a
yeah,
great concept for the needy
Yeah, definitely.
and the poor.
But everyone
definitely.
that gets one or is like eligible, make sure you get them. Make sure you go and
Yeah,
collect them.
yeah. And
Yes,
also, if you
definitely.
haven't had one by today, speak to your schools today because we've only got tomorrow and you don't want to leave it
Mm.
until tomorrow and then they can't do anything. So if you think that you might be eligible for one, I definitely perhaps drop your
Yeah,
school. If you haven't received anything yet, drop your school an email or give them a call because it's important that you do get that
that's
for the
it.
children before
And
they
let other
break
people
up
know
tomorrow.
because not everyone's aware of it, are they? So
Well, that's it. That's the
let
thing.
everyone know.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, then moving on from school meals. So we touched on this briefly yesterday. So where I live, Ronnie, I live somewhere called Northampton, and there's another town. It's not far away. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. How far away is Corby?
Corby's in between Leicester and Northampton.
Okay, so what? 20 minutes away? Half an hour away?
Yeah, it's 20 minutes from me.
Okay.
So it's probably about 20 minutes from you as well.
So it's not far away. So on Tuesday night, Ronnie, a 16-year-old boy got stabbed, and 3 boys have been arrested for the murder. And one of them was 15, and the other 2 were 17. I mean, I just find that so incredibly sad that a 15-year-old and 2 17-year-olds have murdered someone by stabbing them. And it was a lad called Rayon Pennycook, Rayon Pennycook in Corby on Tuesday evening. Really sad.
Where do you start with it? Where do you start with this? It's happening more and more. I mean, obviously, it's been an ongoing thing for years and years and years. But now you've got more people carrying knives. You've got more people using knives.
Yeah,
it's just ridiculous.
And it seems to be that the ages of the children or the young people carrying knives, it's just getting younger and younger. I mean, 15.
It is getting younger. It's getting younger and younger. And you got people that are carrying these knives to protect themselves and end up getting stabbed with their own knife.
But isn't that like there's some sort of statistic? If you carry a knife we've lost Ronnie. If you carry a knife for apparently your own protection, there's some sort of statistic that says you are then more likely to be stabbed.
If everybody that was holding a knife for protection didn't hold a knife, I think it's somewhat stupid. Like 78% of knives would be off the street.
Yeah,
it's a massive percentage. I
just find it a real worry because, like, hold on, Ronnie's all of Ronnie's electricity is gone. He's just said. Let me just having a little power cut in India. Electricity gone here. Load shedding. I don't know what that means. Anyway, hopefully it'll be okay.
Back on.
Yeah. It's a worry, like being parents, you and I, like the world that our children are growing up in that. Oh, look, he's back already.
Yes. Hello. There was a load shedding.
Power cut.
Electricity power cut, yes. Suddenly, out of nowhere.
Well, you went really dark and then you froze. And I was thinking, has he just turned the light off? Or but you're back with us, so it's all good.
Yes.
We were just saying about, this stabbing and how scary it is that younger and younger people are now carrying knives. And I was just saying to Luke that with Luke and I both being parents, I find it really worrying that, especially having a boy, and I don't know why, but it just seems to be that it tends to be more boys, the ones who carry knives, and it's scary.
Yeah. Even if I wasn't a parent, it's still you've got these young man. He's 16. He's young. Yeah, again, it's another young black man.
Yeah,
that just end up getting stabbed. I don't know. I've read about it a lot. I don't know the ins and outs of reasons or any implications around it or whatever. But it's becoming a very common headline.
Yeah.
Too
common.
I'm going to quote something.
Bonnie, I just wanted to ask you, do you have in India, are there many young people that carry knives? Do you have a lot of stabbings in your locality?
Yes. Not exactly in my locality, but there has been cases like this in the past. And actually, those who are poor or inadequate in the sense financially and also from the education line, these kind of things happen over here. Yes, and it is saddening. It is saddening because I was going through this, and I quote from Michael Holding's stand: "You must want to support the cause. You must be willing to understand and see that something is wrong, and this is the worldwide accepted way of showing support for the cause, he said. I am
Mm.
not going to tell people they must take a knee. I am not here to tell people what they need to do. I don't want people to take it as a tick in the box exercise. The less crime you have in your society, the less racism you have in your society, the better off the world is as we go ahead, he added. This was from Michael Holding. He said that he regrets that he is still not playing, because if he was playing, he would have bruised his knee to the grave if he was still an active player, but doesn't want anyone to take the gesture as a tick in the box exercise.
Mm.
So, quoting this, I would like to say that these kinds of things happen when poverty and unemployment goes to the extreme limit. I don't know about there, but over here, these kind of things happen, and because what happens in the poor, the mentality I will tell you. So there is a thing called per capita income. So like in a poor family, if they think this way, that if they have 5 or 6 children in their family members, so instead of getting them educated, if they start working, so instead of one, just the head of the family working, if all those 5 children, say for 14 years, 15 years, if they start working as a porter in the railways, or they start working like a coolie or a porter in the bus stand also, then they, if they sell tickets, like the basic vocational jobs works that people do here, so the
Yeah.
per capita income per family increases for the poor people. And sometimes when the children get fed up of this, like in the year 2009, one massive incident happened over here, where some uh, 7 kids, let me see, yes, 7 kids, they just stopped a bus and then they looted the whole bus, and then they went out of state. So what happens is that they become unsatisfied by the amount of money they earn,
Mm.
and then they tend to get ways to get money easier way. So what is the easier way? The unsocial, antisocial way. So it is saddening to say
Mm.
this, but it is true, and I think the only way to mitigate this is better government work,
Mm-hmm.
better administrative work, so that at least if someone gets a government job over here, even in the least, say working as a peon, or or a minor clerk, or even the chai wala,
Yeah.
even the chai walas in the office, they have a basic pay, they have a
Mm-hmm.
pay grade. At the end of the month they will get a pay grade,
Yeah.
not just for serving tea but also refreshments, and they are employed by the offices. Before it was like a private thing, like you, hey Ramu Chaila, a Pandu Chaila. It's like that. But right now things have been changed,
Yeah.
because the government offices and every single office, they need people to bring them some refreshment during the hard working days. And when the sun is hot, India is a naturally hot weathered country. We're in the
Yeah.
tropical zone, so we need some, like cold drinks. If you take soft drinks, they need soft drinks. So what they do is, hello Laurel.
That's Laurel.
What
Morning, Laurel.
they do is just they select a few people from few shops,
Yeah.
they have a contract, and then all the things that are coming from their shop, the government, not the government, the office is going to pay them that
Mm.
amount of money at the end of the month. So that's uh, al- although that's a temporary thing, a temporary, what is the correct term for it, arrangement, yes, temporary
Yeah.
arrangement, but still it gives some sort of satisfaction to them, that what, at the end of the month I will be earning this much money.
Yeah.
But when that becomes uncertain, then people just think what I'm going to do at the end of the month, how much will I be earning? Like, I'm a
Yeah.
shopkeeper. Some months I earn like what, 5,000, some months 3,000. I mean, the profit loss section. And I just think like this month I did good, but what about the next month? If that is mitigated, and you won't believe this, Luke and Jasmine, education, for education's sake, it's not happening in India. In India, education is for livelihood's sake, it's for job's sake, not for education's sake. Like, we need knowledge.
Yeah.
We don't take education in that way.
Yeah.
Like, we have to educate ourselves to get knowledge about a certain subject. Have your pick, any
Yeah.
subject. We're just students who are class 10 and up. They have this mentality nowadays that, oh, I need to go, say, in the judiciary section, or I need to go in the doctorate section or the engineering section, so I will study in that way. I
Yeah.
will give it my best, forget my day's food, forget to have a bath regularly, and just read. And what
Yeah.
happens is that it brings a situation where the students, they don't enjoy their life that much. They just learn, and when they get to the engineering college and doctorate college, then, since they were deprived of all those enjoyment, then all those enjoyment comes during that stage, like drinking
Mm.
and all the enjoyment and all that
Yeah.
stuff happens at that stage. And then
Definitely. Yeah.
things can get rough over there.
Mm.
Some can handle the ragging, some can't handle the ragging. My sister had to change colleges due to this situation.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I
it's
think there's
not grim. It's
no.
not grim. On the brighter side, we will get more valued students, more good quality students, but
Yeah.
their personal lives, I mean, we don't want a drunkard lawyer in front of a court, do we? No one wants
No,
that.
no,
Like, we get
absolutely.
a,
And I think there's a lot of similarities from what you've just been telling us about India to, how it is here in the UK. It's difficult. And I think, going back to what we were sort of just speaking about and sort of young people carrying knives, I think they're a big part of the problem is our young people are bored, they don't have things to do, they fall into the wrong groups. I mean, like Luke, you're our youth worker at the
wait, please.
yards, and you go out and see different you young people on the streets, and a lot of the time it's
Sorry,
they don't,
guys.
that's okay, a lot of the time it's boredom and lack of things to do, isn't it, that they then turn into, perhaps they're not. Oh, Luke, are you still there?
I'm here. I've got
Can
a
you hear
really
me?
hard. It's really quiet.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, just.
Thankfully. Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay. No, I was just saying it's difficult because I think young people, through the lack of things to do and perhaps the lack of direction, and perhaps these can be some of the reasons why they end up carrying knives and perhaps getting into things they shouldn't
Yes,
be.
I mean,
Poverty,
they have the
boredom.
potential to, yeah,
Hold on
look,
a sec, Ronnie.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's you've got poverty. Poverty is a big part of it.
Of course it is.
It's a massive part of it. It's you've got people who are doing certain jobs or taking on certain roles where they feel that they've got to be carrying these kind of things. And another thing as well is that I've noticed a lot of people, not necessarily people that I'm speaking to, but people in general, is that they're kind of moving, carrying knives. The consequences of carrying a knife. But a lot of people now are carrying scissors and screwdrivers instead, because some people think that they're going to be protected from the kind of laws of holding a knife, of holding them kind of things, and you're not. It's just
I heard a secondary school near to where I live. Someone stabbed another pupil with a compass they'd taken out of class. and you think, oh my
Wow.
gosh, you know,
My
that's
God.
Yeah, it's
like you say, you're right. It's not
It's
just the knives
horrific.
now, is it?
Yeah.
it's like I said, if the people that are carrying them because of self-defense reasons to say and because they want to feel safer, it's a massive statistic. And I'm pretty sure it's 78%. I've had a look for it while I've been talking, but I can't find it again. But 78% of people, 78% of knives that are out there are from people carrying knives to protect themselves with. But
Let me just read this out. Sorry, go on, Luke.
No, go on.
So I'm just going to read this out. So it says, kids carry knives because they are scared that someone else is going to be carrying one, so they have no choice but to protect themselves. Then some carry it for prestige because it gives power. Yeah, 100%.
100%. Totally.
Yeah, definitely.
Because some are using it to attack and some are using it for their own protection. So, self-defense.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. But it's a worry, isn't it? And it's something I think that we need to sort of get a handle on, because it's like, it's becoming, you said earlier, Luke, it's becoming more and more frequent that we're hearing about these stabbings and things.
Yeah,
and
it's becoming more frequent, and it's not just in the bigger places as well. I mean, where I'm from, Leicester, it's a daily thing in Leicester. It's every day.
We've had this conversation before. It seems a lot more in Leicester.
But it is rising everywhere. Corby is a little place.
Yes.
Corby is a little place in between two larger places. And I read a statement from a guy that was there saying that no one's been stabbed here for years. No one should be stabbed full stop. But it is becoming more common in the smaller places as well as the bigger cities. And
definitely
you got to look at it. I think why.
Definitely need to get knives off the streets, because it's causing so many unnecessary deaths, isn't it? Okay, so let's move on from that story. And
just a heads up, I've got to leave in 5 minutes. I've got to drive to the yard.
Okay, so just gone then. We've only got about 5 minutes left anyway, Luke. Can you just quickly tell us, we've got what's going on at the yard at the minute? Something we haven't spoken about for a while.
Yeah,
what have we got going on?
Got a few bits going on at the yard. Other than all the renovations I'm still doing, so we're doing painting and all that, getting the podcast room ready for upstairs.
Oh, can't wait for that.
We're going to be having a podcast room so we can start our own podcast, and groups that want to start their own podcasts can come and
brilliant. Come and use the space.
Have a lesson and learn how to do it. Yeah, not from me. I'm not, as you can see, I'm not the best. But, but yeah, we've got the girls group. So we've got a girls youth group every Wednesday. Yeah. Every Wednesday evening. We've got boys Thursdays. We've got a mixed one every Friday. We've got the games rooms taking shape.
Wow.
So yeah, we're going to have
the girls group went trampolining last night.
We went trampolining yesterday. Yeah,
like it.
Oh, they loved it. Oh yeah, they loved it. I'm annoyed I couldn't go, but I'll get my go. I'll get my go with the boys group.
You're taking the boys group trampolining as well.
Then. We're planning it. Yeah, we're going to get down there and do a plan.
So if anyone was watching and perhaps they wanted to come along, or perhaps they've got a son or daughter they think would benefit from coming along to a youth group. So what time's the girls group on a Wednesday?
It is 6. Start 6 till 8.
Okay, and the boys group is a Thursday.
Same as well, yeah.
And then a Friday is a mixed group. Did you say?
Yeah, it's mixed. But I mean, anyone that wants to come to drop us a message, pop in. You've got email addresses as well.
Yeah, and don't forget, we are 62 Gold Street. You can't miss us. We're next to Sorrentino's. So our doors are open. If you're not sure and you want to come down to have a chat with one of us, come down, pop in. My tea and toast sessions are going to be in the flesh next week. I'm going to be in the yard every morning from 10:30. So come on down, come and have a cup of tea or coffee with me and have a chat, and we can carry on some of these great conversations that we've been having. But don't worry, Ronnie, because we're still going to be doing stuff online as well, so we'll be chatting with you still because we love having that little chat of a morning, you telling us all about what's going on in your side of the world. So
I want to talk about more brighter things. I want to talk more about the brighter things. I don't love this dark stuff.
I know.
I want more brighter.
Okay, I'll tell you what,
something that's going good over here.
Next week, let's talk about happier things, shall we? That's our mission for next week. So have a think about what happy things we can talk about, and that's going to be next week's going to be Happy Week. We're not going to talk about anything depressing and dark.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, listen, Ronnie,
right.
great talking to you again this morning. Thanks so much for coming on and joining us. Luke,
It's
good
my
to see
privilege.
you. Thanks for joining
Yeah,
me
and
again
you.
this morning.
And you,
Have a
Ronnie.
good day. You'll be down at the yard today. You're off there now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm off there now.
Awesome.
And
Well,
best of luck for the renovating job. Best of luck for the renovating job and everything.
Thank you.
Everything
I'd
over
say
there.
I
And
would say
I
pop
hope,
down and give me a hand, but it's a bit of a journey if you're in it.
yeah.
I don't mind picking
Then
you up.
you have
You've
to
got
buy
your
the
ticket, I can
tickets.
pick you up. It's all
Then
right.
you have to buy the tickets. You
Yeah.
have to buy the tickets. Yeah.
That'll be an expensive decade.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
go over there.
Well, listen, everyone, thank you for watching this morning. Have a great weekend, and it's bank holiday and the weather's going to be nice. So relax, enjoy, and stay safe. And we'll see you all next week. See you later.
Take care.